really are? That you've spent years just adapting to surroundings to make life easier and don't know what's the real you anymore? If so, how did you overcome this? Yes, I have, more or less as described. I overcame it with about 6 months of meditation, which also had a lot of other benefits. It's hard to explain exactly, really the kind of thing you can only experience firsthand, but I'll try. When you reach the level where you can quiet your inner voice and stop thinking, you won't really stop thinking. You'll just have a strange new kind of intuition, and many personal problems will readily come into focus that otherwise might not. I've actually felt like my younger self didn't know who I was. I was shy AF, still am at bars and in terms of dating, but never one to try and be outgoing with friends or start conversations or anything. Now I've danced in front of hundreds of people and announced on a microphone. I check dozens of people in at a hotel a day, so I'm always talking to someone new and do my best to make everyone smile. Just start caring about making yourself laugh instead of making others think you're cool or whatever. Don't be afraid to let out your inner dread wolf, my friend. By accepting that we are all a product of our environment, and that's okay. We don't have to be some special individual snowflake who has come to be by some autonomous force. Who we are is ever-changing and largely dependent on context, on the people around us and the society we exist in. Alan Watts talks a little about this in the book. We seldom realize, for example, that our most private thoughts and emotions are not actually our own. For we think in terms of languages and images which we did not invent, but which were given to us by society. Our social environment has this power just because we do not exist apart from a society. Society is our extended mind and body. Yet the very society from which the individual is inseparable is using its whole irresistible force to persuade the individual that he is indeed separate. Society as we now know it is therefore playing a game with self-contradictory rules. Start reading into existentialism. It will help you realize we are never really this person or that person, but rather, in the words of Sartre, we are always in the process of becoming. This helps do away with the bad faith in finding myself, which so many of us feel we need to do, when in reality we always are in that process. So feeling lost is a state that will always come and go throughout life, just as much as feeling found or grounded will come and go. Heart. The key for me was the disconnect from technology while doing things I know I love. And #X200B. Video games, while offline or in airplane mode, making music, drawing. That stuff meant so much to me, then I lost myself. And #X200B. Once I disconnected, sat down and did that stuff without being distracted or worried about missing out with others, I stopped missing out on myself. It's amazing that almost 35,000 random people came here to partake in, observe, and learn from the community therapy sesh that's happening in this thread. I love the internet. My sis just taught me about a mental exercise to help you figure out what makes you you at the core. Imagine that you were born to a different set of parents, in a different location, family, and had different life experiences. What parts of you would still be the same? This is your core self. We all have a core but have to put on layers as we get older and go through life's challenges. For me, I have always been playful, curious as hell, mischievous, persuasive, imaginative, and a dreamer. My parents said that's just how I came out, and when I do things to feed these core parts of me as an adult, that's when I experience real joy in life. People are a conglomeration of many different things. And our history, our situation, our knowledge all changes us and will continue to change us. I can say I'm a brave person. I can also say I'm cowardly. They're opposites and yet I'm both, depending on my situation and how I'm feeling in the moment. People aren't static, they're dynamic. We are all who we are in the moment. Who we are in the moment depends on a variety of different factors. But I am not who I have been, and I'm not who I will be. I am me. And the only me that matters and the only one I truly am is right now. Am I irritable and short-tempered right now? Then that's who I am. Am I determined, motivated, and disciplined right now? Then I'm that person. Who I was yesterday isn't who I am today. And I won't be the same tomorrow, or even an hour from now. You are right now. Embracing it in this way gives me the ability to change who I am in the moment. I'm a coward right now. But I don't want to be a coward, I want to be brave, and you realize you can be. Because past you doesn't matter, present you does. If present you wants to be different, then be different. Chances are, you'll want to be a different person in the future, and that's okay. Humans are made to adapt. Look at things like horoscopes or zodiac signs. The descriptions are so vague that the people who believe in them partly buy into it because, chances are, they exert those qualities at least some of the time. Your zodiac sign says you're stubborn, courageous, and warm-hearted. You've probably been all of those things at some point. You most likely will never be those things all of the time. And you'll probably show characteristics of all the other ones as well. To be quite frank, I'm not sure I've ever known who I was. Something always seems to be missing from my programming, some part of the code is blank. I haven't found the correct formula, if you will, to patch it. I have spent my whole life simply adapting to everything that was thrown at me. I won't go into the gory and twisted part of my life, those details may be saved for a later date and a more on-topic question, but my life has never failed to throw gut-wrenching curveballs towards me. I cope with what I have been given, floating around in a seemingly empty shell. As for the reality part, I have no idea what is real or not. This all feels so simulated. Life feels like nothing but a sandbox simulation to me. No matter how many nights I wake up screaming and gasping for air, no matter how much pain I feel, no matter how happy and in love I may be, it all feels like a sick and melancholic game. I am not real to myself anymore. My life is no longer real. I already struggle with numerous mental illnesses, so my lines between reality and fantasy are already blurred much more drastically than the average person's, thus making my time with it even more difficult. I haven't found an off button yet. I haven't found even the simplest of controls. The pause button is erased and everything, the volume, the frame rate, absolutely everything is up to the most unrealistic level. My life feels like a surreal sandbox game, and I can't get out of it. Chilling, really.